Alright, ladies and gents, as ever, my name is Shane, that's Shane's Games, and tonight we are playing Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth, originally for the DS. We are playing the Android remaster. This won't be our first time playing it, so if you want to see how we got to where we are tonight, or check out some of the games we played in the past, be them obscure, unusual, or nostalgic, feel free to check out my YouTube channel, but for tonight, let's go ahead and get into the game. Last time we finished the first case. There are 5 cases total in this game. First case is usually more of a tutorial, so I'm not surprised we got through it so quickly. But let's get started on the meat of the game with the first real case here, I would think. Oh, literally starting right at the end there. Yeah. Technically we saved after this screen, but I guess that's just where they put us back at. And then they still had this again, that's weird. Yeah, we just finished the case. GG. The end. That was a quick one. Wow, I solved that one quick. I'm good at this. Alright, so we're now starting on episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. Who is this? Gee, is this someone familiar? Is this someone we've seen before, do you think? Is stream end now? Yeah, I guess we better finish. I'm only doing one case a day. Clearly we just finished. Better edit this stream. Relentlessly welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you are having a fantastic weekend so far. All right. Let's get started. Episode 2, Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yadagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day 2 days ago. 2 days earlier. Oh, it's wine. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten the seatbelts. March 12th, 6:13 a.m., flight I-390, first floor lounge. Oh, well, we're dead already. That's not a good way to start a case. Doing all right, got some decent sleep last night for the first time this week. That's fantastic. I hope you're feeling a little bit better then. I'm feeling some whips tonight too. I don't know why. Magic wine bottle. How many times have you been murdered in your office so far? 20 It seems a lot. Nuddle Basher, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing good. Yeah, I hate when I start off playing Flight Dead. Really ruins my day. Why do I feel that I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? Emperor, thank you so much for the gift sub there to, I almost said geek sub there. It's close. Not quite though. Thank you for the gift sub to Geek Boy right there. Gift sub number 1,420. Blaze it. Very much appreciated, Emperor. Very kind of you. As always, I appreciate that. Let's see. Edgeworth, I just want you to know we're all counting on you. Good luck. 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Ha, slight turbulence indeed. You're supposed to be in your seat, you idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. Suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Yeah, he's got a bit of a phobia of earthquakes, because, Got trapped in an elevator with his dead dad. And that's some trauma right there. Falls, Shane, you had nothing to do with this, but when I joined the stream, I was going to do one last run in Last Epoch. I got the unique item I've been grinding for all day. I probably did that. That's probably me. You're welcome. This is a really fancy looking plane. Yeah, you can actually see the clouds out the window there. So yeah, this is on the plane right now. That's insane. Yeah, that's some insane turbulence. But again, he was supposed to be in his seat. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Ugh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? Take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Ugh, from earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. How long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. Oh, what the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! Well, no, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Well, this is off to a wonderful start. March 12th, 6:41 a.m., flight I-390, second floor, first class. Everyone, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Unfortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. An accident? Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse and it was a murder. What? Murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. This flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So, until we're out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off! Please, there is no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you I am not the killer. Ha! Being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy! Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say. However, I am sure that you are the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, well, that's serious then. Oh no, they killed Tagami. Oh no, he did deserve it though. There is a lot of booze on this flight though, seriously. What is maybe that's what caused the murder here. The Sunday on that one dude, he knows how to fly. I respect this. I mean, this is a very murder mystery trope. You find a body and then everyone's immediately like, it must have been you! Let's see. Kumatori, welcome in and thank you for the raid. How are you doing today? Love Me, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a good weekend. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw. And there's even very strong incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. We gotta find some way to get out of it. Love me, remind me of Penn Jillette, so I'm gonna follow. I get that a lot, but thank you for the follow. Let's see. Kuma, random question. Any chance you've ever heard of a restaurant chain called Shoney's? Yes, I've heard of Shoney's. I haven't been to a Shoney's in like 20 years, but yeah, I know Shoney's. Why do you ask? I'm curious. Make sure I'm caught up on chat here. Penny schemes. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? Excuse me. There do seem to be a lot of murders around Edgeworth, this is true. Yeah, I haven't seen a Shoney's in a very long time. You have a point. Very well, I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then, let's get started. I know for a fact I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. Unfortunately, we didn't get a time to look at any of the evidence ourselves, so we don't have a lot to go on here. That is going to be very difficult for us. Yeah, I feel like the last time I went to a Shoney's is when I was in Nebraska visiting some family. Como, you watched a video about the decline of the company. Just didn't really keep up in the business, and its former CEO was a flat-out racist. That's a bit of a snag there, too. Yeah, that's why I said I haven't been in like 20 years. I haven't even seen one. So, yeah, the fact that it went in decline, that doesn't surprise me in that case. Ooh, thirsty for the void juice today. All right, so let's go ahead and save here. Oh yeah, I actually have a plastic piggy bank of the mascot from Bob, not Kip's Big Boy, Bob's Big Boy, that I had as a kid. That's a nice little Americana artifact now, I believe. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. She takes her job very seriously. Also, I just want to say, I thought that was something behind her, but that's her hair back there? That's a hairstyle she's rocking? That is a heck of a, what do you even call that? A braid? A bun? A ziggurat? I'm not sure what that is, but I'm intrigued. Purchased by private equity. God damn it. That makes sense, Rin. Thank you. Let me get caught up on shit here. Sizzlers! Yeah, Sizzler used to be really big around here. Now there's just one or two. Relentlessly! I've seen people do that on TikTok. That is hilarious. If you got pictures of it, I would love to see. Although it probably shouldn't take pictures of your meds. King of APOC, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. How are you doing? What were you playing today? Tell me everything. And for anybody from King APOC stream that doesn't know me, my name is Shane. That's Shane's Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. And today we're playing Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Originally for the DS, we are playing the Android remaster. Shane would only wear your ponytail like that? I don't even know how. I don't even know how to start. Does she just like have some Amazon boxes wrapped up in there? Let's see, we're playing the English translation of Linkle-Niverst. Oh, I heard that's a really interesting one. What's your thoughts on it so far? Are you liking it? I'm curious. Oh, Shoney's was a part of Big Boys, but separated. Interesting. You saw one in Japan? Japan does like its mascot restaurants, so that makes sense, I guess. Action RPG reminds me heavily of Crusader of Senti, another classic right there. Oh, same devs, that makes sense then. I'm gonna have to check that out myself sometime. Well, I'm glad you had a good time, and thank you for bringing your community over here. So just to catch everybody up, this is a game about Miles Edgeworth, one of the rivals from the Phoenix Wright games. And right now we're on an airplane and we've been accused of a murder. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So, if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Mr. Neotrip, I'm sure you've heard this before, but you look like the younger brother of Pendulette. As a matter of fact, somebody mentioned it like 10 minutes ago, so I get that about once a week. So yeah, he's a handsome dude, so I'll take it. Yeah, we even have a command set up for it. It's pretty frequent. DNA test pending. Make sure I'm caught up here. More like a hangar door, that is more appropriate for the moment. Alright, so as usual, we're going to go through and press on every statement, including this one, which you're probably not going to get anything out. I sort of tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Hold it. Tell me, what exactly puts the pro in professional flight attendant for you? Well, it means we are very professional about how we take care of our passengers. Services like fetching papers and responding to calls are done with speed and accuracy. I can assure you that I give testimonies with the same level of professionalism. But I'm sure you've already realized that by now, right? A bit hard to appreciate your professionalism when I'm the one under suspicion. And there you have it. My professional testimony is accurate and reliable. Let's see, do you like those Professor Layton DS games? I haven't actually played them yet. I'd like to sometime. But I've never played any of them yet. We were talking about them yesterday on stream, though. We got a bunch of fans of them. And I know they're working on making a new one, too, which is very cool. But if I ever do play them on stream, it would be after I finish the Phoenix Wright games, and I still got plenty of those to play, unfortunately. Let's see, if they're going to follow the regulations of the Golden Age of murder mysteries that also seriously consider suicide, you need to get that out of the way first in those classic mysteries right there. Oh yeah, thank you. They do have HD ports of pretty much all the Phoenix Wright games and the Professor Layton games on Android and iOS, if you're looking for an easy way to play them. Alright, unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm certain you are the killer. Hold it. You certainly seem sure of yourself. Of course, a professional flight attendant can't afford to make mistakes after all. Perhaps, but you must admit there are a few who could look at a murder with a clear mind. We attendants all go through extensive training and are always calm and collected. We'll even calmly serve you coffee if you so wish as the plane makes a splashdown. I fail to see how that would be the calm and rational thing to do in an emergency. Even until the bitter end, we are there to serve the passengers. That is the duty of all professional flight attendants. We certainly are confident. Anyway, shall we return to your testimony? She is super hardcore about being a flight attendant, holy crap. You amateur flight attendants, just doing it for the love of the craft. No, none of that. None of that. The scene she saw in front of the elevator. Hold it. Yes, what did you see in front of the elevator? That's what I was just about to tell you, Mr. Edgeworth. Framed by the elevator doors and bathed in the light coming from within, it was you standing there with fresh blood dripping off the murder weapon. I feel like this is where we're gonna need to press her, because I'm pretty sure we weren't holding a murder weapon at the time, or any weapon. Oh my god, the puffy shirt episode is one of my favorite Seinfeld episodes of all time. Certainly that's the episode that got the biggest laugh from me. I'm pretty sure you know what scene too. This is the truck driver, Diesel McLoader. I don't actually know the joke of her name. I know sometimes I really struggle to get the gag, but I haven't figured out what the pun of her name is yet.
Hold it!
The murder weapon, dripping with blood. Really now? I swear, that was the grisly scene I saw before me. Thank goodness it wasn't a passenger who saw, or there'd be widespread panic by now. As I recall, you were quite panicked yourself at the time. Excuse me? You were scared enough to misread the situation and accuse me of murder. Nonsense. Professional flight attendants cannot afford to be that flustered. I witnessed the murder scene and am now listening to your defense, all with a smile. Apparently you also lie with a smile on your face. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you over just as soon as we land. I am not the culprit, and yet you would keep these restraints on me. Mr. Edgeworth, please try to understand what kind of situation you're in right now. And what exactly is my situation? I have the backing of the captain to keep you bound in this way. We are within our legal right to restrain anyone who might threaten our captain mid-flight. In essence, you're in the same situation as someone who has been arrested by the police. Time to stay restrained until I can clear up all of her doubts. At least I'm close. Her mistake shines like the silver lining on a dark rain cloud. And I'm going to capture some of that light with evidence. Alright, so... like, we definitely weren't holding a murder weapon, so this seems like where we need to attack. Oh, it is? Interesting. Oh yeah, it could be a murder on the Orient Express reference. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Edgeworth is a homicidal lunatic and needs to be locked up. Oh no. Murder in the Clouds. I haven't read that one. I think the only Agatha Christie one I've read is They All Fall Down, but that one was fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Oriental Road. Alright, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so what do we have in our evidence? What have we got? So we've got the badge! We have the travel wallet picked up off the floor in front of the elevator. It isn't mine, so whose is it? The crime scene, body found at 6:15 a.m. inside the elevator, stopped in the first floor lounge. And Sky Magazine details meals, movies, and other services inside. Touch the check button for details. Alright, so we've got a flight itinerary right here. I bet that'll come in handy later. Alright, so... let's save here first. And then, we are going to present the travel wallet.
Objection!
Miss Tenero. What is it with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Ms. Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered the dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible! Now then, do you still think I'm the killer, that I killed him with a travel wallet? No, but I saw blood dripping from the wallet, I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'll agree it's only grape juice, aka Nintendo booze. Ah, then... That's right, you mistook grape juice, quote-unquote, for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No! There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a sec. That is... I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. Please? She's trembling, and the tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of the wallet for myself. She's a persistent one. Suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Miss Cenero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its contents for me. All right. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Nintendo, if you would. I would. 100%. Honestly, that's what I was thinking she was going to do for him. You killed him and then robbed him. But no, it's holiday juice. Shade voice acting is a thing. I try. How are you doing today, Mana? How's your weekend going? All right. Let's see what we got here. Seems that the passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there's nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument mute. Wouldn't you agree? Please, hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is... Just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. Yeah, it doesn't look good. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. We're back to it now! God damn it. Where was Holiday Juice? I don't remember which game that was. But that is hilarious. Let's see. Man, I've been playing Starfield and Baldur's Gate 3. How are you liking both of them? I would love to hear. Yep, there we go. We're a thief now. Also, there was the problem that the doors were open originally. So how did... From her perspective, you got to ask how Edgeworth would have gotten the wallet if he didn't go in the elevator. Country's name appears to have been reused from the Borginian Republic, fictional country mentioned in Dino Crisis. Oh, that's hilarious. I love it. Oh, yeah, Vacation Juice from Animal Crossing. Yeah. That is the best name. I kind of want to steal that. As you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? We got the crunch. Thank you for letting me know. Even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. Yeah, considering all the remakes and remasters these days, how have we not had a Dino Crisis remake or remaster? Is Edgeworth mask to mask? We haven't seen that guy in a long time. Have we ever seen Edgeworth in the same room as Mask to Mask? I ask you. So the Ace Attorney games take place in the Dino Crisis universe? I choose to believe this, yes. All right. Yeah, I guess Exoprimal is technically the new Dino Crisis. I want to try that out. Although I heard they're adding a pure PvE mode. That'd probably be my jam. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Emperor. It's dumb fun. I love dumb fun. That's why I play so much, wow, I've been blanking here. Dwarf mining. Dwarf diggy game. That's why I play that one all the time. I love that game. Alright, so as you claimed, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. Deep Rock Galactic, thank you! I don't know why I couldn't remember that name. Dwarf Diggy Hole game. That's also dumb fun. I love it for it. Dwarf Diggy game is awesome. I love it. I think one of the reasons it throws me off is because I played a lot of Dwarf Fortress back in the day. And anytime I start thinking of Deep Rock Galactic, I always want to call it Dwarf Fortress.
Hold it!
Shouldn't that be proof enough for you that I did not murder the victim? Not at all. Oh, and why not? Because that wallet may not have been what I thought it was. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with a vile deed. I think Dwarf Diggy Game is the official title. The funny thing is, relentlessly, the reason that makes me laugh so much is I follow Deep Rock Galactic on TikTok, and their username on TikTok is the name of the game is Deep Rock Galactic. Which should make it easy for me to remember, but here we are.
Hold it!
You think I stole it? Yes, I'm very sorry to say it, and I wouldn't usually be so rude, but it must be said. I never thought I'd see the day, but here I am calling a passenger a thief. Maybe I should put on a serious face and say it more directly. I believe you removed the wallet from the victim's personage. Really doesn't matter how you phrase it. What I'd like to know is why you think I stole Mr. Hicks' wallet. Let's see. Right, hang on, let me check out we got a crime scene photo right here. Alright. What does that trophy say? Go You Airline? That's interesting. Got a lanyard around his neck, but nothing attached to it. Bunch of money and cards on the ground. Something in his pocket as well. Alright. Find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was all very simple.
Hold it!
I don't think I have any sort of motive to speak of. I've never met Mr. Hicks before, and our only connection is this one flight. But that is more than enough of a reason. How do you figure? He was sitting in first class, and I think the implication is quite clear. Edgeworth is patently not a slob. He is the opposite of a slob. Rooks, how are you doing today? That's exactly what I was thinking there, relentlessly. I think that's the line we're going with. I gotta blow my nose real quick, though. Don't go anywhere, folks. I will be right back. Alright, we are back. So I guess her argument here is that we committed the murder, which she didn't see, and then I robbed the guy, which she did see. So she's, I guess, implying that one implies the other happened, I guess? So you were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you?
Hold it!
You think I was after his money? Where did that cockamamie idea come from? True, you are also a passenger in first class, but I thought something was off about you and those deeply etched lines on your forehead. They're not lines, they're perfectly normal and a part of my natural face. I don't think I've ever met someone with such terrible countenance on a flight before. Edgeworth's gonna explode! And that's when it hit me. You have the face of someone with money trouble. She really is making a fool of herself pursuing this line of logic. I should spare her and present the piece of evidence that contradicts her testimony. Alright. We're gonna save. I collect wallets, not money. You got me. You got me. I am a little bit worried she's gonna say, well, maybe you're just not very good at stealing wallets. Oh, dang it. I wasn't sure if that was the last line there, but that was.
Objection!
I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Tenero, I wonder if you noticed a contradiction within your own testimony. What are you talking about? It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this crime scene would prove the murder is not money? The fact there's money everywhere?
Take that!
If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Ah! That's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, those were the very things the killer was after. Ah! I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with the killer, and I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet... Ah yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah! If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me! Please! Got her. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying the attendant's wrong? That guy isn't the killer? Ha! Don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? Lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Mr. Edgeworth. Thank you for releasing me. Not gonna read that one? Question mark? Not only is Edgeworth a homicidal lunatic, he's also a habitual kleptomaniac. He's an adventure game character. They stuff everything they see in their pockets. Some guy in a hat, welcome in. Seriously, this is an incredibly luxurious plane. Wingdings! I think they are, actually. No, I don't recognize a lot of these symbols, so I don't think they're wingdings. What is it now? I think I can guess his nationality based entirely on the musical selection. Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. It sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is giving the runabout! I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? Also, I just noticed the, I just noticed the poster in the background, which, if I'm reading correctly, says, License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder? Which is the best title for a movie I have ever heard in my entire life. Hey, named, welcome in. That was very confusing, but I think he can actually speak English now, so that's good. How are you doing, named? Hope you're doing well. License to love, laugh, maim, and murder. That's incredible. I hope that comes up later. What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me held under arrest until we land. You! How dare you try to waste my time? You were the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more precious second with my precious art, which is so avant-garde. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Insolvent. Yes, I'm pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I'd hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you meant. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I'm Zinc LeBlanc II, and I am a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I'm not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? You said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout? I have to explain? Unbelievable! I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yes, and yet you continue to blather on. I saw it! Yes, I did! I saw the victim go into the elevator. Going down to the lounge. It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Ah! What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. Miss Attendant, which time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I'd say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Excuse me. Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? That is a lot of food there, holy crap. The other passengers have an alibi, so I suppose you have no problem with them, I suppose? No complaint, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say, but do you have what you say the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at that man the whole time. He was playing at that annoying little, the small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It was making me crazy with the click, click, click. That description, it sounds like some sort of small computer? I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. Motive means an opportunity. Yep, Edgeworth is caught. He's going to jail. Plane full of criminals. That would make a good setup right there. Where can I get such a license asking for a friend? If you find out, let me know. I want to get one myself. Relentlessly, that would be incredible. Oh my god. If you do that, I need pics. I have mentioned before I did date a girl once that had a cross stitch above her front door that said Miss Andrew Manor, which is hilarious. I love that. That man appears to be eating an entire side of beef. How did he even get that on the plane? Was that just on the menu? It's insane. Yeah, I love the art in this game. This is incredible. Simple cell phone. A laptop organizer I could see, but that's kind of low budget. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces are ugly sounds. Anyway, I know what I saw. Ms. Tenero. Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I could produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen! Yes, I think that is how you say it in English. It's Fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there's a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha! This should not be approved! Please, Mr. LeBlanc, in an emergency, all decisions are to be made by the captain alone. Now, please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. Remember the days when someone playing with the cell phone was unusual? Or you could describe someone using a cell phone as making click, click, click noises? It's kind of wild. You're not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha! We will see! Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable! I am in your debt, Ms. Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is a reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. All right. Still stuck on the idea that the victim's belongings found in another person constitute exculpatory evidence? It's a weird situation, definitely. Still feels weird rooting for Edgeworth. We did kick his ass a lot in the first 3 games. Relentlessly. Alright, I actually need to get a quick top up on Void Juice. I'm feeling very thirsty tonight, so I will be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. See you in a sec. Alright, thank you for waiting. I figure when I finish both of my drinks like an hour into the stream, I should probably make sure I'm getting well hydrated. Alright. Let's take a look around first. Can we look at this poster? Oh my god. It's a movie poster for License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. That's an iFly Airlines sponsored movie. It's a suspense, hard-boiled action romantic horror comedy movie. Wow! All my favorite things rolled into one! Is that the genre listing for this movie? Yes, it's a movie that can be enjoyed by anyone because it encompasses all of those genres. I can't even begin to imagine what the plot of this movie would be like. But you have to admit, it has piqued your curiosity, right? I heard the main strategy with this genre listing was just to make people curious. Well then, consider the mission a successful one. I mean, yeah, if that's all you're shooting for, you got it. We don't need those stinking genres! How did you find your meal to be, Mr. Edgeworth? Come to think of it, I forgot all about it. I must have been asleep or something. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Let me prepare you something right away. What are you apologizing for, Miss Tenero? I failed in my professional duties by letting a passenger go hungry. Please, help yourself. If you see anything to your fancy, feel free. I think I'll take my time later after I've solved this case, thanks. Mr. LeBlanc seems to be protecting the gargantuan vase on the chair rather closely. It's a marvelous vase, though, isn't it? Yes, I dare say so as a professional attendant. I don't think there's any real connection between a piece of art and being an attendant. But I'm not just any old attendant. I'm a professional flight attendant. As though there was such a thing as an amateur flight attendant. She just keeps hammering that home. Starring Julia Roberts and Keanu Reeves. Literally just the movie Air Force One with the different cover on the box. That is, I would imagine that's a big in-flight movie right there. This was Mr. Hicks's seat. I don't see the machine Mr. LeBlanc was talking about. Perhaps it's in the elevator. Perhaps in the elevator. Maybe. We should probably head down to the crime scene now. I know, I gotta check everything out here first. It's my seat. Unfortunately, I didn't bring anything particularly useful for an investigation. Not as if I'm constantly prepared for such a thing to occur. Don't get near me, you criminal! He said, don't get near me, you criminal. I am not the killer, and I intend to prove that starting now. But this is contrary to the facts! He says, but that's contrary to the facts. I can understand his English just fine, thank you very much. That guy is panicking, holy crap. A clock that looks like the Thinker? I'm wondering if it's like an adding machine. That's the first thing that came to mind when she says, clicking. If I may have a word with you, this steak is so awesome. That's great to hear, however, I would like to ask you a few questions. I was here all time, so you wouldn't know. Eat or speak, please pick one. Is that passive-aggressive chewing? Is that what I'm reading right there? I think he chose to eat. Yes, I can hear that. That is a beast. That looks like it's thicker than his entire forearm. That's terrifying. Like, the knife he's holding does not look like he's up to that job. He needs a butcher knife for that. Excuse me. Let's talk to Boozy McBoozerson over here. Hey, miss, how about another glass? Excuse me, but I was wondering if you knew anything about the murder. How about it? How about a glass together? I'm sorry, but I must decline. I wasn't talking to you, I was talking to the cute attendant. I'm sorry, but I'm on the clock right now. But if you need a refill, I'd be happy to bring you another glass at any time. Your God, that's no way to talk to a lady. See's larger than most of the cast. It's so big. What even is that cut? All right, let's make sure we talk to everybody in here as well. Like, who's sleepy back here? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there. If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you! I'm terribly sorry she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. Of course. How many cows had to die for that steak? Mr. LeBlanc seems to be... Oh, I already said that. Alright, so he's got nothing to say. Oddly enough. March 12th, 7:26 a.m., Flight I-390, first floor lounge. I want to thank you for your help back there, Ms. Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I will bear that in mind. I received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. And we found no record of a keycard being used at all. Which means that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. And one other thing. No one else has been allowed near the crime scene since the murder was discovered either. So we know the evidence hasn't been tampered with, at least. That's a good thing. Now then, let's get started. A single brontosaurus! That does kind of give off that vibe, doesn't it? Got a taste for brisket now? I respect this. Whew, some guy in a hat. That sounds delicious. Oh my god, I'm getting hungry now. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. Blanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself, which would make me the prime suspect. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, that means the true killer was around somewhere. If we are to believe what you say is true, then yes. The first order of business will have to be to gather information to win your trust. Alright, let's start looking around. We'll do the elevator last, I think. Let's see what else we can find. Time to use the only superpower we have, logic! What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The one on the left is when he was in his 40s, and the other is him in his 80s. Man actually aged in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth? You look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Then tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. Clouds, they tell me nothing. Okay, good. Edgeworth has lost his mind. A little bit of cabin fever going on there. 48 30-ounce tomahawk ribeye. Oh my god, sounds good. There are a few copies of Sky magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. It's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a participle from a particle. Now then, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. Yeah, let's blame Phoenix. Yeah, does every plane have a bronze statue? I thought planes were supposed to try and be as light as possible to conserve fuel. 2 bronze statues does not seem like conserving fuel. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. I can't see all of it. I don't think I'm going to be able to see all of it. Hang on. Yeah, there's no way to see all of it, but can you guys see the painting up in the top left corner? That appears to be the company's CEO, like, riding a bucking bronco in a storm? While wearing a full suit. For some reason, that is majestic. Hugo I-Fly is Napoleon. That guy's, got interesting taste in art. This door leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off limits to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however to me it simply smells. Not that I have any interest in what lies beyond this door. Perhaps we should return to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Yeah, even the Concorde wasn't this fancy. This is crazy. The horse's name is Marengo. That's some deep lore there. Also, speaking of conserving weight on the plane, what the shit? This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. It's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys to press along with the music as though there was someone really playing it. Some people have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. A full-ass grand piano on a plane. That's nuts. Right next to the bar. Confirmed Miles Edgeworth has no interest in women. You know, honestly, that seems to make sense to me. I'm not surprised in the slightest. This toppled over chair. Yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah! No! Look at all that grape juice staining the back. It may not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. Was? Yes! It was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. The Rocker Pals leader sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? I can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. Second thought, I can already see how confusing that conversation would get. They were gonna put it in Church, Oregon beside the conserve weight. Oh, God. Let's see what else we got in here. The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There'll still be clues to be found in here in the lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Alright, let's get into the elevator here. What floors does this elevator service? Only the first and second, although it can also go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. The only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, Alright, there's some more information already. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Money is strewn all over the floor of the elevator. I would guess it was in Mr. Hicks's wallet at some point. Yeah, what else we got here? Alright, so the card isn't something special by itself. I can't even get any lower than that right there. That's as low as the cursor goes. As the kids say, says Miles Edgeworth 23. Let's see. Some guy in a hat? What? I mean, who are the gargoyles? Is that because of the remaster announcement? What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. Hey, Plushie! Welcome in, Plushie. How are you doing today? How was your stream? What were you playing? Tell me everything. And anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Shane. That's Shane's Games. I play the obscure, the unusual, and the nostalgic. And today we are playing Ace Attorney Investigations, originally for the DS. We are playing the Android remaster. My old dentist actually used to play a pipe organ, and he would talk about it at length. The actual point-and-click Ace Attorney, yes, enjoying it so far as well. How are you doing today, Commander Keen? This bank is a limited edition, and it's so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop? Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks's body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? How come it's supposed to be Mr. iFly, but it says Go You on the statue? Is that going to be important later? Let's see, it was a rough day, so it was time for some chill streaming. Awesome, awesome. Hope you had a good time with that then. Glad to have you with us. I wonder what was hanging off his lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. I doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in the elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. He's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. I see she's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyway, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks's head. Could this be the cause of death? He appears to have been struck very hard. So maybe he got hit with that statue there? That's possible. Even his glasses are broken. We had to localize the name but didn't edit the art assets? That's possible too. That is. Yeah, bro. No, now I'm thinking that too. When it came out of the DS, I sat in the dark playing it constantly. I had the lowest electric bill of my life. That's the way to do it. I love it. Let's see what's in his pocket here. Something is sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. It's a picture. Looks like it was taken inside of a building somewhere. Oh, it looks like he's got a cell phone around his neck. Excellent. Alright, nothing new there. Anything else in here? Don't think there's anything else to see. I'm gonna look at... No, I can't look at that. Let's save. And then let's deduce. Mr. Hicks's machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Ms. De Niro. Ah, so I guess because it's not here... Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Excellent, excellent. Got a candy bar phone. Hey, Trev, I'm doing good. How about yourself? How are you doing today? I believe that is correct, you Christensen, which is pretty wild. In the Japanese version, the airline is Goyu. Interesting. So yeah, they must just not have edited the art asset. Thank you for looking that up relentlessly. I appreciate that. Let's see. What else can we do here? I don't think we need to deduce again, so... Can we logic anything? Let's try this. A statue with blood on it lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes, what is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. Oblivious. Perhaps Master of the Oblivious would be more befitting. All right. Alright, I think that's all we got there for right now. Let's save. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Parasite Eve is 25 this year? Oh my god. Good game, too. Good game. I feel so old now thinking about that. Let's see, can we look at the spilled grape juice? There we go. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during the turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Aha! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. Well, this one's easy.
Take that!
What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree they are a set of footprints. So you think? Yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Fortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. Alright. Unfortunately, the delightful scent of grapes is obscured by the unpleasant smell of the crime scene. The scent in the air. The same smell as the smell of my towels after they come out of the home dryer. I would have never expected that something like that coming from you. I suppose everyone has something unpleasant about them. Yeah, you gotta let the grape juice aerate. Did you not drink grape juice out of a wine? I mean, grape juice glass? I guess I'm not that fancy. Let's see. Marcos, welcome in. Greetings from Brazil. Greetings from the United States. How are you doing today? This is my first time playing this, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I guess she's saying her towels smell like death after they come out of the dryer. What the hell? That's terrifying. Let's save again. Let's see, let's try combining where was the killer and spilled grape juice. Nope. The pieces don't fit together quite right. It took a little bit of damage, but that's fine. That's fine. Is there something else we need to see here? Not that I can tell. We never actually used the partner button in the first chapter. Let's try doing that now. Ow, all this logicking hurt my brain. Are you in need of assistance? Oh, we can actually chat with some stuff. Miss Tenero, I'd like to ask you about investigating the lounge. As long as you have the captain's permission, I can't stop you from looking around. If you could pass a message along, tell him I'm grateful for his spirit of cooperation. I will. However, please realize that you are still under suspicion. To be honest, I still have my doubts about you. Of course, and I take no offense. Do you really understand what I'm saying? Yes, verily. Do you pinky swear you do on your honor as a professional prosecutor? I pinky swear I do on my honor as a professional prosecutor. Well, I guess that settles that. I feel my honor as a man slowly diminishing. Did you notice anything? I was wondering whose footprints those are next to the elevator. I'd say the killer's, wouldn't you say? Even if they aren't, I'm sure they are a vital clue to solving this case. Ooh, maybe there are other clues waiting to be found in other places. Come on now, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go find them together. Word of advice, nobody likes a credit thief, so stop stealing my lines. I was wondering if you noticed anything, Ms. Tenero. Yes, I can't help but notice the sad atmosphere in here. Yes, it is a rather tragic crime. I'll say, robbing the poor man after bludgeoning him to death? Talk about rubbing in the salt. I can't forgive someone who would do this to a passenger of mine. I swear as a professional flight attendant that I will capture the culprit with my own hands. And I promise as a prosecutor to solve this case with logic and deduction. Should go over all the leads I've collected so far one more time. Key to solving this lies at the intersection of my logic and the evidence. Yeah, I would fly in this plane. This sounds amazing. See if we can check out all of the, Yeah, see, the actual one he picked up says I fly, so that must just be a translation error. It says I fly Airlines. You know, I've seen it occur a lot recently, and it's been bothering me greatly. Why does nobody know how to properly capitalize and capitalize and space nouns anymore? Edgeworth, you nerd. There is some blood on one of these corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? I think that's everything there's to see on here. Alright, what else we got? See if there's anything else to see with this. Seems this passport is all that's in here. Alright, not really giving me much to see. Alright, I guess we're good with that. It's interesting. We got a little bit of evidence out of that, so it's nice. And that's everything. I fly as a division of Apple? That would make sense. His name is Miles. Miles per hour? No, it's Sonic. Alright, so he says there must still be clues in the lounge, so what have we missed here? Glasses and candles thrown in disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. The shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilled at its feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Eyefly, who is a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. And a hint of hero worshipping I detect. What else we got? Oh, you can't even leave here anymore. Alright. There must be something more to see down here. I'm just not sure what. Gotta prosecute fast! Oh my god. If anybody else has any idea what I might have missed in here, feel free to let me know. I'm not sure what else there is to see here. I've already checked this out. There's no grape juice residue on the soles of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Alright, that's some new evidence, I guess. I'll take that. Yeah, no, looking at the stuff on the floor, he just comments on it as a whole. I don't think there's anything individual we can look at here. Because I see like a card and it looks like a ticket stub, but I can't look at either of those. No, nothing there. Anything about his hand? I think we checked that too. We already did check the thing out of his pocket. That's the photo we got. So we got that, and we got a further clue from that. Is there something we need to do with logic? Anything else we need to figure out here? Let's try this. Let's do... Where was the killer and elevator? Aha! True, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, that's a different story. If only I could prove that the killer rode the elevator with Hicks. Alright. We got that there, that's a thing. Is this a bonus game? Are you interested in playing this? I was very interested in playing this one. It's still my plan to play the entire Phoenix Wright series. So yeah, this is just game 4 as we continue marching through that one. China's logic, I try. Let's see, can we leave yet? We cannot. Ace Attorney games are my comfort games. I'm so glad. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Let's save. It's just sort of nice to... It's almost a visual novel, and visual novels I can see being very comforting as well. I'm going to try combining in the elevator and spilled grape juice. Aha! I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yes, it's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footsteps here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless. Which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There was actually one other person inside the elevator. Alright. There we go, that was the last thing we needed. And we got all our health back. What's going on over there? Unforgivable! This is unforgivable! Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late! It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late! But the movie? What? I will not talk to you anymore! You are just wasting my time! What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do! I need not to sit down! Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. What? Nonsense! Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there's room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself! I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. He said 6 before. Interesting. Yeah, he's all about those finger guns there. The proof is in the puddle would have been a better line. Complimentary murder investigation. Actually, like, solving a murder mystery on a plane would be kind of a cool gimmick. Very rich people gimmick, but still a cool gimmick. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Needles in this economy? Oh, yeah, that's what he was saying. I kind of missed where he was going with that there. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry! Do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. Alright, so we'll save here. And start pressing.
Hold it!
Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course, I saw what was inside. And you were sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outburst is a little too important to let go. Alright, so that got added to the testimony. That's interesting.
Hold it!
Was he really alone? Of course! I will bet even 1 cent! Cheap ante for a cheap testimony. Oh! But if that's how you want to play it, I'll happily take your 1 cent. Crazy person logic, obviously, I love it. Got him! Alright, so... Alright, so, let's see what we got here. Let's try presenting this.
Objection!
Edgeworth net value plus 1 cent. A fool and his money, as they say. Mr. LeBlanc. What is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. The interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? If that's the truth, I don't understand. Can you please translate for us? Wow! That's a heck of an outfit she's got there. That's a interesting choice of fashion. Okay. No way. That's totally impossible. I guess that's what he said. No way. That is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw it with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then, what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Or lack of an outfit, you know? A newbie, welcome in. How are you doing today? Eric, director, I'm doing good. How about yourself? I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me by. And I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? Ah! No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. Can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Oh, how is Horror Nights? That does seem to be a Capcom thing sometimes. Comic Dings strikes again. Alright, we'll make another save. So he was very upset.
Hold it!
So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I'm not upset is when I have a piece of art in my hands. Surprisingly easy to believe that about him. But I was even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. He was always checking the time over and over again.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time, in money. You understand the point. Movie? You talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Summary of the plot and the start time. Interesting. Alright, so it does say the movie was supposed to start at 6 if I'm reading that right. All times shown correspond to our departure time zone. That could be something. But yeah, this says the movie was supposed to start at 6, so there is that. Oh wow, there's a lot going on there, Eric Director. That sounds amazing. 6:30, you think? I thought I'm trying to figure out if because the numbers are right above the blue lines, but the black lines are so much more prominent, you'd think those are the hour. I'm going to assume the numbers are right above where they're supposed to be. So yeah, it looks like the movie starts at 6. But yeah, it does say departure time zone, so that could be a thing. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I looked forward greatly to that movie. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. There you go. And there it is. There are ways to see things that some would consider unnatural. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late.
Hold it.
Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. Here we go. I'm gonna check that one more time just to make sure I'm not crazy. Departure time zone, there you go. Alright. We got something here, so we're gonna save again. The very first case of the first game? Oh god, the thing about the time zones. Probably one of my least favorite puzzles in the game. Because I always say, adventure game, it's a bad puzzle if it requires you to have knowledge from outside the game, and that one does.
Objection.
Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I come on board. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule is also created with that in mind. Ms. Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zengfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. My 1,000,000 cents! Where did that wind come from? Did somebody open the cabin door? What was happening there? Did my logic blast him like a Jet Force Airstream? What the hell? Oh, that sounds like a fun theme, Eric Director. I hope you have a good time there. He does do a lot of yes and. It's true. It's true. Blown away by pure logic. Danganronpa got nothing on Edgy. I love it. This should clear up all of the remaining accusations. I think around 10,000, if I remember correctly. So, this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m., it means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15 a.m. Question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh, I'm Cammy Meal. Alright, that one I understand. I'm a flight attendant. And what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How can you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button when we were parked at the transfer point. Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhengfa, correct? A message from Mr. iFly. This flight will be making a brief stop to refuel and transfer cargo in the Republic of Zhengfa between 4 and 5 a.m. We ask that all passengers remain on board at that time. Thank you for your cooperation. Hopefully that's getting added to evidence there. I'm not a bug guy, that's definitely true. Oh yeah, the Borgias. They had a show on BBC a while back. I saw some of it, it was fun times. I'm glad you folks are enjoying the jams. Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board the flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhengfa. What about the flight crew? What is with that expression? What does that mean? What is going on in her head? Or, indeed, head empty? I have so many questions. The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. No thoughts, head empty, that's what I'm thinking there. She does look a little bit baked. She does. So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you, Mr. Acme Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhengfa. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer! Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time, from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do we explain the footprints? It's not that obvious! This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in the lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in the lounge. Everything happened in the lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Like, there's drag marks here, but that would have been something being dragged out of the elevator, I'd think. Let's see what we got here. Taking bets on the missing piece of the flight attendant's uniform that'll turn out to be... I mean, if she popped a button and the button's laying somewhere incriminating, so that actually could be a thing. I don't know why her uniform's like that. That's a look. It's a vibe. He's expert on drag marks! Oh god. Something that can tie this crime to a location other than this lounge. I see two possibilities. It's either the drag marks or the statue. That's what I'm thinking.
Take that!
The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there and is not displayed here in the lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means that you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. Doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? If I may. What is it? You see? Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m.? Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first, and then I went to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes. The upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. I'm gonna say take a drink. She's being a little bit evasive there. All right. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Ms. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant! What are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Ms. Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Take a drink? Yeah, this girl scares the shit out of me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. Something about Ms. Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. Right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Excuse me, I need a glass of grape juice. Yeah, that vacant stare went from sleepy to deadly. Kinda creeping me out now. I have not actually seen Jordan Peele's modern stuff yet. As with TV shows, my movie to-watch list is about 1,000,000 miles long, but they are on my list. So I think the one I want to see most out of those is probably Nope, and then Get Out, and then Us. But I've actually had someone tell me they want me to go see Us, so that might be first. Relentlessly, you really love Nope? Yeah, which one's your favorite, Eric Director? I'm curious. Up against the high-level psionicist? Wait, are we back to Mind Flayers now? March 12th, 8:32 a.m., Flight I-390, first floor, in-flight shop. So, this is the in-flight shop. Quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then. Hold on! You can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. Mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. As this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. Alright, let's make another save now that we're in here. EP Us was your favorite out of them? Gotcha. Still just the one murder, but it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Yeah, I'm familiar with the themes. It seems like a really good exploration of the topic from what I hear. Oh, no, you know what I need to see by Jordan Peele? Didn't he do the new, Candyman movie? Oh, I want to see that, because I'm a huge fan of the old Candyman movies. Partially because it's one of the iconic Chicago movies, but still. I heard the new one's actually a continuation, so that makes me very interested. The Concierge! That name sounds familiar. I can't remember which one that is, though. Alright, let's start looking around and see what we got here. Yeah, from what I heard, it's if nothing else, it's a sequel to the first Candyman, which is very interesting. I don't actually think I've seen the Candyman sequels, just the first one. But the first one is very good. Inside this display case is a row of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? Sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. What are these? Oh, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight, but in the real world you try then buy. No way! But either way, it doesn't really matter. True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? That's an excellent point, actually. Excuse me. What are those? With a requisite hand gesture. Yeah, these suitcases are hideous. And they got the logo on there too, like... I know if you're traveling, you're probably a tourist, but this just screams tourist right there. And you don't generally want to do that. It's true, Eric Director. Candyman doesn't get nearly enough recognition. It's so good, though. Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. It really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? This suitcase was designed by Ms. Rhoda. Ms. Tenero designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe. I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah! You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Mealy. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Planes shaking caused it to roll. In-flight suitcases displays can be hazardous. Interesting clue there. You said take a drink, so I made a milkshake? Oh shit, how is it, Gamagumo? That sounds amazing. That's true, it would be pretty easy to spot a baggage pickup, so I guess that's something. Yeah, that makes sense. See, what I do is I usually have a completely basic looking suitcase, but I try and get a good baggage tag that's like has a weird color to it. I think right now I have like a bright blue or bright purple baggage tag. So that's what I look for on the round thing. I look for the baggage tag rather than the bag itself. Grushin, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Glad to have you with us. I know, milkshake sounds so good right now. Is it pretty fucking good milkshake, but is it worth $5, Gamagumo? That's the question. Here, I'll put it back. Alright, what else we got to see here? Stuffed toys, just like the one Ms. Mealy is holding, are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? Oh, chocolate vanilla milkshake sounds so good! That's smart too, Lee. I like that idea. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? Interesting. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something and then we'll talk. Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Mr. Edgeworth, you're getting pollen all over. Oh, excuse me. I think that's everything in here. Alright, let's save again. See what else we got in here. Living ferret for a tag, that works. COVID admin assistant. Do I got paid to dick around waiting for flights? Oh, Oh, not bad, not bad. It's kind of a cool experience, if nothing else, LTG. I dig it. Oh, that's handy follows. That sounds like an easy to spot one. I like it. Bright status is disaster human has rubbed off on Edgeworth. It would appear so. Alright, let's see if I get any logic in here. Nothing I can see here. Check my organizer. Nothing new in there. I must be missing something, though. Nothing there. I know we saw that. It's a stuffed toys. There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. And they're lined up in just such a manner as to scream "buy me" to any passers-by. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. So what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know, so don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what'd really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. Oh! No, I see what we're doing here. I was trying to figure out what we were need to do, and I just spotted it. I hope you have too. Let's see, Groshin, who is the corpse? It's somebody from first class. One of the first class passengers was murdered. And we're investigating it right now because Edgeworth is the prime suspect, unfortunately. She's eepy and needs a little sleep. She really does. Like, her entire being, her entire personality needs a good sleep. Oh, damn it, LTG. That's unfortunate. Well, let's see. I don't have it in my evidence, though. But Edgeworth was saying he's seen one of the tiny little pilot hats, and there it is. Well, I mean, they're on the bears, I guess. I can't leave here, can I? No, I can't leave here. There must still be something to do somewhere here. Take another look at the suitcases. No, nothing there. Is there something in logic? Just a few, some guy ahead. Just a few. It really doesn't seem like there's anything that connects in here. I didn't see anything. Nothing really in the evidence I can use here. Well, chat, you got any ideas? I'm not sure what I'm missing here. I feel like I've checked everything like twice now. Game Gumo, you got a hint? What are you thinking? I can present something to her. I'm not sure I have anything in my inventory I can show her. This plane is gloriously fancy. On one hand, I'd love to fly in it someday, but on the other hand, I couldn't afford it. Not in a million years. Show her the badge! Where does the tiny hat go logically? On one of the teddy bears, it seems like. Because we can see him wearing it down there, and the one she's carrying. But I don't have the tiny hat as evidence, so I can't present it to her. Yeah, we're on a plane. This is all on a plane right now. Here, you can actually see the sky and the windows in the background. Some guy in a hat, you got a hint? What are you thinking? It says I can present her with something. That is a good question, Anubi. I'm curious as well. Let's run with the assumption that Mr. iFly always... Oh! Because there's the only one statue, that means that we don't have anything to compare it to. But all the teddy bears are also Mr. iFly, and all the teddy bears do have hats. So if Mr. iFly always wears a hat, but the statue we have does not have one... Interesting. So... EP, thank you so much for the gift sub to Some Guy in a Hat. Gift sub number 20 in the channel. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate the heck out of that. Logic gets me subbed. That works well. Enjoy the emotes. And thank you so much, EP. I appreciate that. Crush it. Alright, so... The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Give you go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Alright, there we go. Double-sided tape, very important. Really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in the shop. Emperor, thank you so much for a gift sub to Miles Edgeworth. I'm sure he's far too busy and also far too stuck up to ever use Twitch, but if he ever comes on here, I'm sure he'll appreciate the sentiment, if nothing else. And if nothing else, I do, so thank you, Emperor. He's got his little hat back. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So, come on, how should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Alright, let's inspect it further then. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank. It's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather... Ah! What is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Let's see. I already did that. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Miss Mealy, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of the shop is Ms. Rhoda, so... She's got the keys to all the display cases. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her? No, that's all right. Is this the same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. On the bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And on the top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess, you just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. Play the money laundering game with Twitch subs. iFly Airlines related books line the shelf. The history of iFly Airlines. The future of iFly Airlines. The 7 wonders of iFly. Fight on, iFly Airlines. Working name, Go You Airlines. I Heart Flying. Titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Alright, nothing else to see there. Alright, so I think we saw everything in here. I don't see anything else to see. We can deduce something. Go ahead and save. Yeah, another reference to Hugo there, which is interesting. There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time too. Eh? That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Mr. iFly from here after the turbulence. That's important. Tightens up the timeline much more. Take your power naps on your own time, Ms. Mealy, and listen to what I'm talking. Ah! But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So, you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But what if when the killer went to take Mr. iFly, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Ms. Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Ms. Rhoda Tenero, huh? Interesting, interesting. Watch Yu-Gi-Oh! In Japanese! I'm so used to the English voices, I don't think I could ever go back. Even his name has a reference to the Japanese version. That's interesting. Alright, so Can we deduce anything else now? I guess we could connect turbulence and suitcase, but I don't know if that gets us anything. We still can't leave, so we must have something else to do here. Do we have any new evidence now? We don't. I've only watched the original. I've seen a little bit of GX, I didn't like it at all. I've seen a little bit of 5Ds, it was alright. Cammy is your new favorite Ace Attorney side character. She is a blast. I love all the details they put into her character. Like, she has so much animation for being sleepy, which is amazing. Damage plushie, you know what? If there was a murder and was stuck on an investigation work uniform, I think my girls need to breathe too. You gotta be comfy. If there's a dead body around, decorum is out the window. Let's see. I know I still got the opportunity to present her with something. I don't know if we need to present her with something. But I assume if the option's there, we're supposed to... Oh, here we go. I cut my finger on those bad pieces of glass. Don't blame the glass for something you did to yourself. Just be more careful. Same to you. You're the one walking all over broken glass. You sure you're okay? I'm fine. Any glass I walk on, I crush. Like this. That's nice. Please be careful around the display case, okay? Wouldn't want you to get hurt. Compared to the glass around my feet, the inside of the case is nothing to be afraid of. After all, no glass fragments appear to have ended up inside. And I guess even you can tidy up the case, right? Perish the thought. Now edgy is disturbing the crime scene? Just a little bit disturbing, too. Hey, Scantron, good morning. We're making progress. Slowly but surely. Do we have anything we can present? I don't think there's any penalty for presenting things, so we may as well try. Ms. Rhoda said this piggy bank was in the shop, right? Don't you find her a tiny bit suspicious? I don't think I can say either way yet. There's not enough evidence to convince me that she was lying about anything back there. Are you sure about that? Let's see. So what is that? Are you gonna give it to me? Oh, but I'm not supposed to accept any presents. Unless they're really worth something. Oh god. Alright, I guess we'll try logic again. Let's try turbulence and suitcase. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. What? What's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Ms. Mealy, don't you think that something's strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure. They totally ooze strange. Like the color and such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Melee. Don't you find it unusual that the cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting the suitcases myself. On closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. I wonder how Ms. Rhoda would have reacted if she heard what you just said. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? Spotted something that's not quite right. What is not quite right about these suitcases? Oh! I see.
Take that!
There's something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think the turbulence would have sent it flying. And so, it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Let me cut up on chat. She's chill, but she's got her priorities straight. Like, she's not played as a dope at all. I kind of assumed that when I first saw her, but no, she's kind of cunning, honestly, which is interesting. Buy one for Phoenix, that'd be so mean. Also in character. The wheels are unshocked. Let's see. This was apparently designed by Ms. Tenero herself. The design has a certain je ne sais quoi about it. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. It is absolutely hideous. This is more high res than we were seeing it before. This is just so frightening. Lifeborn, welcome in. Yeah, I figured out chamomile as soon as we said it, but I've struggled with some of the names, but that one is one of the more obvious ones. How are you doing today, Lifeborn? Yeah, you couldn't really see the faces when it was in the scene because they were a little bit too blurry, but this is very high res. God. Alright, chat, I need you to raise your hand if you would be caught dead with this in an airport. Note also that that bow is painted on, so that's part of the package. Look on your seats, everyone! Oh, God! It's just so gross! Oh, it sounds good, Lifeborn. Glad to have you here. Nothing there. Probably gotta crack it open, right? It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. Piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Ah! It's blood! It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Investigation complete. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps. But aren't you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used the suitcase to transport is...
Take that!
something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? Lifeborn, you have a bright purple suitcase? If you have pictures of it, I'd love to see. It sounds amazing. That lemur looks terrified or attempting to cause terror. That's fair, Emperor, that's fair. Grosh should never catch you. LTG, that is a perfect emote for the occasion. That does seem pretty trippy, doesn't it, plushie? Bush babies always look guilty. I've never even thought about that. Are you trying to Google it? Alright, let me know if you find it. Alright, tune-up piece of evidence. But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So, you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, The killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Ms. Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says that he'd appreciate if you could wrap up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments. However, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge. I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Mealy reminded me about with Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. Oh, let me take a look. Let me see what we got here. Let's see. Oh, that color is really good. I would totally use that suitcase. That's red. I like it. I like it. Foldable murder victim. A classic. Slow Loris. I've heard of them. I don't think I could pick them out by sight, though. Alright, so we solved that section. We've still got more to go. We're not remotely done yet. Alright, so... and save. March 12th, 1 p.m. local time, Hope Springs Airport. Oh, looks like we landed. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. Thanks to Miss Tenero and Miss Mealy, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk with Miss Tenero in private. I'm left wondering just what she was up to. Why did she do what she did? There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. Oh no! I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh shit! Francesca, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught. Her name is Francesca von Karma, the daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma. She, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try to flatter me, Miles Edgeworth! I am placing you under arrest. What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day. When a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Wait! It's all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor and then beat him to death. Francesca, do you honestly believe that I killed a man? I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you, of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is all I strive for. Well, I have my own creed which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I had no intention to. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! Too slow. Ow! Listen up. I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth! I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Ah! Yes, sir! Understood, sir! You just leave it to me! Miles Edgeworth. If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me. Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Boy, am I glad to see you're okay. Thank you, detective. I believe in you, sir! You can lean on me! I'll get you through this! I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Francesca is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case, I have a few questions for you. Some classic music right here, too. I recognize this. Slow Loras poison you when you pet them. That's horrifying. Jesus. Why is Gumshoe here? He's never far, unfortunately. I actually put in the go live notification in Discord today. Edgeworth is too good. That's why they gave him Gumshoe. He's the handicap. Drag him back down to everybody else's level. The sprite work is so good. I'm loving the character sprites here. This is hilarious. Alright, so let's start by talking to him like he suggested. Oh, something else. This child appears to be enjoying the sight of so many planes. Wow, I'd love to take a run down that runway. Oh, the youth of today. So much potential, it's so misguided. I love how in each case there's a character cameo from previous cases. It's really charming. Hey, Dame Karen, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Relentlessly, Francesca is my baby girl, and I would die for her. And no, I'm not accepting criticism. I respect that. I respect that. She's a certain type, and if that's your type, go for it. Follow your dreams. So, how is the initial investigation going? We just got shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir. Sounds like Francesca. She was always good at quick response to a case. I'd say she was, a little too quick, sir. Oh, how so? I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow, when I got here, Ms. Von Karma was already here barking out orders at everybody. It's kind of creepy. As though she knew there'd been a murder or something. And had come in advance to await your flight's arrival. That is sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly, and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all this. Alright, take care of yourself, Commander Keen. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a good rest, and we will see you around. Ms. Von Karma just kind of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident. No details? It's kind of top secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir. Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine. Anyway, that's all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate. Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Alright. Lunchland. Not bad. I guess it's gotten big enough to warrant its own branch shops. Oh, I've always wanted to give their steak lunch a try. Which should I go with? I recommend our airport special, World Flags lunchboxes, only available for a limited time. We have a variety of lunchboxes made to look up like different countries' flags. If you really want one that badly, Detective, why don't you go ahead and buy one? Is that okay, sir? Thanks! Alright, I'm really gonna get one. Here I go. Excuse me, miss. I'll take a Star-Spangled Banner lunchbox, please. Hope he's aware that that's the most expensive one on the menu. Front-facing Edgeworth. He's got to be facing at that 45-degree angle. No exceptions. Yeah, Nano, this pixel art is amazing. Not just the art, the animation of it as well. It's so smooth, so snappy, so expressive. There's so many little details here everywhere. I love it. Guess she gets point for using an actual whip instead of some silly riding crop. She's going full out. She's going full out. Unless he's on the stand, that's true. We did get some front-facing Edgeworth there. He looked terrible, by the way. Like, when they had the front-facing Edgeworth and he was looking, like, down with his eyes forward, like the Kubrick stare, his face looked all distorted. It was a very weird look. This man was in first class with me. He was quite shaken up by the whole affair. I'd be pretty scared, too, if I got caught up in a murder investigation, sir. I did it. I made it the whole flight. I'm not scared of turbulence anymore. This life vest is proof I made it alive. It's now my prized possession. How could you just take that from the plane? It's okay, Mr. Edgeworth. It's got nothing to do with the murder, at least. There's one more guy to talk to here. Looking from behind. I think I've seen this man somewhere before. In Soviet Russia, world flags lunchboxes eat you! Mr. Edgeworth, we gotta get him some water! Found it! Oh, I feel a wave of creative powers coming on! It's over 9,000! Lols! For my next elite movie, it's gonna be The Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo-Old Tokyo, versus the World Samurai Champion of Earth. It's gonna rock so many box ores. Oh, good thing it was a false alarm, right, Mr. Edgeworth? So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. Completely ignoring me as usual. What the fuck? What is all of that? Oh, that's Sal Manila from the Steel Samurai case. Oh my god. Well, he's changed not in the slightest. Oh god. Wario of Neo Tokyo would be a movie too. I'd watch that one first, personally. But I know Edgeworth here is a bit of a Steel Samurai fan, hence the statuette in his office. March 12th, 1:37 p.m., Flight I-390, second floor, first class. So, you must be the captain. Why, yes, I am. And who might you be? I am the prodigy prosecutor, Francesca von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Don't you dare, Captain. Getting friendly with another woman? I'll never forgive you if you do. What are you talking about? I only have my eyes for you, my dear Cammy. I wouldn't bet money on our dear captain to be much of a reputable person. Sure you don't want to ask the captain some questions, sir? He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Francesca and her whip. March 12th, 1:40 p.m., Flight I-390, first floor, lounge. Now see here! Ah! Sorry, I'm sorry! How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you! Mr. LeBlanc. Oh, it is you! Tell this man to stop stopping me from going! Time is money! I don't have even 1 second of wasteful time to spend! Oh, he's in a good mood. Lovely. Here comes you with some great expressions. I love it. Make sure we saved here. Sir, you can't go in there. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I am one of the prosecutors on this case, so please let me through. I'm very sorry, sir. No one is allowed to enter without Ms. Von Karma's express permission. But I'm on the case. Yes, I understand that, but I also have explicit instructions not to let you through from Ms. Von Karma. Why would you do this to me, Francesca? 'Cause she's mean and she hates you? Maybe. Salmonella's Japanese name is Uzai Takuya, which sounds like annoying otaku. That's amazing. The dreaded finger Uzis. Pew, 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 pew. Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. LeBlanc is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of arts. Folk costumes? Speaking of which, Mr. LeBlanc's hat kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Oh yeah, hang on. It kind of does, yellow and pink stripes. Interesting. Doesn't Mr. LeBlanc also provide copper? I was wondering if he has a cousin named Matt. Maybe, maybe not. I'm crushing. Alright, yeah, let's try presenting that to him, see what he has to say. Mr. LeBlanc, can you please take a look at this for me? Hmm? Oh, it's a Borginian cloth! As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course! This fabric is so famous, orders come from over the seas for more. Alright. Then this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No, no, no. My cargo this time is much, much many gigantic. You, detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You get your cargo back when we're done investigating, pal. The stubbornness of you police, it is no good. And it is no good that attendant refuses to exit the attendant's room too. That attendant? Wonder if he's talking about Miss Tenero. What did he mean by that attendant, Mr. LeBlanc? She was taken into the attendant's room for an interview. And then they still have not come out. They make no sign of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tenero's interview the only one that's taking so much time? Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tenero. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room. Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, God. Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here, in the very lounge the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in this lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. The likeliest suspect, Francesca? Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. Usually a bit more absolute. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic. Fast. Is she part of the cult? She must be. Let's see. Alright, so we'll save again. Let's see, the scene of the crime was in here in this very lounge.
Hold it!
So tell me, Francesca, do you know all there is to know about the crime scene? I know all that I need to know in order to arrest you. And nothing more? Are you saying there is more I need to know? Ah! Why did you whip me, sir? Sorry, Scruffy, my hand must have slipped. It would appear that Francesca doesn't have all the facts of the case yet. Alright. Let's see, what do we got here? Yeah, Francesca, since when has any case that involves Miles or Phoenix ever been simple? They're always insane. Every time. It would appear that you did not have all the information needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves that the body was moved from a different location. The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me? All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. Could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better than that. Avon Karma is perfect in every way. Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there's proof of that. I believe...
Take that!
Spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. That'd be right here.
Take that!
This mark here, wouldn't you say it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there is also grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Not so fast! This still doesn't put you in the clear, not by a long shot. Lone Grin, I hope this series of games gets a remake like the other Ace Attorney games. I'm not sure they will, because the Ace Attorney Investigations 2 never got an official translation. So they wouldn't just have to port it, they'd have to translate the whole thing. But I mean, if they want to do a third trilogy of games, they've got Ace Attorney Investigations 1, Ace Attorney Investigations 2, and Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton. Although there might be licensing problems with that one. I have no idea what they'd have to go through to get that, but it's possible. I would like it, definitely. And Lone Grin, welcome in. How are you doing today? Hope you are doing excellently. You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you'd taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one fell swoop. I think I see the problem here, too. So let's save. And then let's press her on this. And how do you suppose I was able to take the piggy bank out of its display case? As I recall, the case was locked. That's easy. If the case was locked, you simply had to hit the glass like this. Ow! You've shattered my heart of glass! So she wants to talk about the in-flight shop and the Mr. I-Fly bank, does she? That takes care of how you obtained the murder weapon. Alright, so... let's see if we can present this.
Objection!
The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools to those those who would stand in a courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? Fake? This Mr. I-Fly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important. And it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, what about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then, the killer proceeded to pick the bank up off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks. You there! Yes, ma'am. Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found? We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence, and the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood. I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end. But it's possible it's just hidden somewhere, sir. Ah! If the criminal had wanted to hide the weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside the suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Let me finish! The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane on the door was broken. I'd say it's a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Francesca, the person you're talking about. Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying. Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak with her. Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Alright, interesting. Go ahead and save there. Let me get caught up on shit. So wait, did we determine how the victim is killed? We didn't. He's got blunt force trauma in the back of his head. So it looks like he was bludgeoned to death. but there hasn't been an autopsy, so we can't be super sure. Like, originally Edgeworth was thinking maybe he was bludgeoned after he was killed, but Francesca's got the theory that that is the actual murder weapon. We're not sure yet. Oh, you had some router troubles crushing? I'm sorry about that. Alright. Let me check something real quick. Let's see. Alright, give me just a moment here. And then we can continue. Sorry about this. Let's see now. It's not that yet. Sorry, just checking to see where we are in the case. Trying to determine how much we should be doing today. Let's see. Yeah, looks like we should keep going. So, yeah, let's head on in there. No, not up the stairs. Into this room. March 12th, 2:23 p.m., Flight I-390, first floor, flight attendant's room. So, you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Ms. Tenero. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you here too? Can you please help us and shed any light on why you did what you did? That one case per stream again? Actually, I think we're going to start going back to half a case per stream because they're getting pretty long, as with the Phoenix Wright ones. But we're not quite at the halfway point yet, so we're going to keep going for now. All right. All right, let's look around first, see if we can get any evidence. Francesca wasn't on the flight. The flight's landed now. We're at the airport, and Francesca has taken over as lead investigator, and we're trying to help her out. Pretty easy to tell who sleeps in which bunk just by looking. I'm almost certain that the well-kept one up top belongs to Ms. Tenero. Ew, this bottom one's a giant mess. You sloven, squalid scoundrel of a man. You dare to scrutinize a woman's bed, invade her privacy. Ow! There's some things in life best kept to yourself, detective. Thank you, Emperor, I appreciate. What is all this junk inside these boxes? There's no rhyme or reason to any of it. That's our lost and found, Mr. Edgeworth. Gold crowns and swords and necklaces? It's like a treasure trove in here, sir. The fact that these were left on the plane implies they were carried onto it to begin with. Something tells me it's time for iFly to send its metal detectors out for repairs. She's a procrastinator! No, I swear! And what are inside these boxes? Oh, those are some souvenirs I bought in Borginia. There's so many! There's even a second box! Well, yes, I find that folk art from around the world does great things for my creativity. Those suitcases certainly could have done a whole lot less of your creativity. So these are the attendants' lockers, huh? Let's hurry up and examine them, sir! Why must men always be so rude? Besides, who exactly gave you permission to search through the attendants' lockers? Wait, detective. It would be uncouth of us to look in a woman's locker without her permission. Yeah, I guess so. Plus, I feel this murderous draft, and I can sense a whip not far behind. This Edgeworth seems like a character that better be watched, even if he turns out not to be the murderer. Always good to keep an eye on Edgeworth, just in case. Oh, that's the exit right there. Weird. What exactly is this panel for? Ah, that's the emergency control panel for the elevator. Use it to stop the elevator on the first floor and keep its doors open. Interesting. This door leads to the cargo hold, but I can't let you through without Miss Von Karma's express permission. It's not a bad way to handle the situation if it was any old case, but this isn't. So between you and Miss Von Karma, who's better at their job? Oh, there's no comparison to me, maid detective. None. Let's save again. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? Captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Mealy. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop just before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Francesca seems to have struck a nerve. All I did was go check up on the shop, like I always do. You're saying it was for work, then? Hey, Ball Blair, I'm doing good. How about yourself? How are you doing? Yeah, the character art looks good. I love the sprite work. The animations are so cool. She might be related to Soma Cruz. That'd be a hell of a crossover. Yes, I'm in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes, I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. We should ask her about that thing. Yeah, I'm loving the art in this game. It's so nice. Let's see. Been a nice slow Sunday. Got some cleaning to do. Baked bread. Oh, I love fresh baked bread. It's so good. Alright, so... If you could please take a look at this for me, Ms. Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You are the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else out about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about the suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know. And I was glad to see that it was the last one there. The last one there? So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes, they're just so popular they're practically flying off the shelves. It's not exactly the impression I got. The one in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold all of them. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is... How should I put this? It's hideous. Huh? What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on. My issue with the suitcases isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible. I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like your story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? That's... I thought you said there was only 1 left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. He's used it for a long time? I think not. Miss Tenero, I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to me. Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. And I see the proof already.
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Yeah, I think it was supposed to be yen, but maybe the translation team just changed the yen sign to a dollar sign, but definitely doesn't make sense as a $1,200 suitcase. Or maybe that was the other reason that no one was buying them. That's possible too. Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Yeah, the heads are grotesque, Ball Blair. Oh my god. We got a good look at it in our inventory. I'll show you that in a second. It's horrifying. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you're trying to hide. Now then, the suitcase was originally in... Seeing as how the price tag is still on the suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought the suitcase was...
Take that!
It was you, wasn't it, Ms. Tenero? I hate to say this, but this suitcase that you designed hasn't sold very well, has it? You saw how poorly this design that you poured your heart into selling, and were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying one yourself. Isn't that right? Then, the reason you went to the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry. All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought that maybe I'd finally accomplished something. But the suitcase didn't sell. It's because the design, isn't it? All because it's, as you put it, hideous. Let's take a moment here, if we can. I can still get to the organizer here. So this is the design of the suitcase in glorious HD. Move that out of the way. So you can see those faces a bit better here. Oh my god! It's so bad! In case anybody's missed this, it's just so grotesque. I hate describing its marketing data. Take her away! Oh my god. Soak into tears. Like, everything about this design screams 12 minutes in Photoshop. The rainbow gradient, the clip art faces. Oh my god. All of it. All of it. Just, look at that face. The suitcase or the cat with the face? Suitcase. Cat with face never. Cat with face never. She poured her soul into her design. Her soul is very shallow, is all I'm saying. What have they done to the slow Loris? He's a little upset there, man. A little upset, I'm thinking. Also, yeah, it's the same design in the back, except for the logo. The bow. It sounds generous. I cannot believe you guys are laughing at Miss Tenero's design, and I will continue to laugh, and I don't know when I'll stop. So 4M, are you saying you'd buy one? On the DS, it was just a mess of colors. Oh my god, I'm so glad they put the high res in there. It's hilarious. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. That's something you mentioned earlier, which is why would anybody buy a suitcase on a plane? If you needed a suitcase, you would have bought it before you came on the plane. That's a problem. She poured her heart into it. Her heart's very tiny, is what I'm saying there. We weren't selling a single one, and they were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there, day in and day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. Oh, God! You buy one every single time you work a flight? I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here is my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly time-stamped 5:40 a.m. Truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Miss Tenero, where are those other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. And the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah! How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who could enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Yes, Francesca? Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name. And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card. Miles Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Ms. Melee, I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Francesca got information out of Miss Mealy? In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required. Different one? Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Ms. Rhoda Tenero, and only you. Ah! What? Is this true, Ms. Tenero? Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. Ah! I don't believe it! What's wrong? keycard, it's gone. Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen, while in fact you're just trying to hide it from us. You've really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that. You can tell us all about what you like at the, what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman. Yes, ma'am. Mr. Edgeworth. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Francesca, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however... Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time. You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. To be continued. All right. Let me get caught up on chat right here. Might be Australian dollars, so it's like 25 USD. That's possible. It's so expensive for a suitcase. Yeah, it's possible dollars don't mean anything in this world. They jump pianos on planes. And also somehow Edgeworth is able to afford a flight on this plane, which is insane. Dex Platinum has invested in a Harvester sequel as well. Do you think we could do a Harvester Phoenix Wright crossover? The Steve from Harvester gets accused of murder, and Phoenix has to try to defend him, as Phoenix attempts to find evidence to prove he's innocent, and slowly realizes that no, Steve's totally guilty. Steve definitely killed some people. That could be interesting. And Dax investing a second time, interesting. Let's do them both, yes. So what would Harvester Phoenix Wright do if he found out that Steve was absolutely totally guilty? I mean, we know what Phoenix from the games would do, because apparently in the world of Phoenix Wright, judicial duty doesn't actually exist, so he'd be like, hey, Edgeworth, my client's totally guilty. I'm going to throw the hell out of this case and just let you win. That's what he'd do in the Phoenix Wright games. I like to imagine if we did a crossover between Phoenix Wright and Harvester, Phoenix would help him try and hide all the evidence. Phoenix and Steve out in a field in the middle of the night hiding bodies. It's a beautiful thing. You can even make a mini game out of it. Mash the A button to dig faster. Make sure the body's buried by morning. My client is not guilty, but super guilty. Double secret guilty. Let the writers figure out. Excellent. Excellent. We'll leave any holes up to them. It's fine. All right, folks, I think this is where we're going to want to stop for the night. We're about halfway through this case right now, so it looks like we'll be finishing this on Friday next week, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll be doing case number 3. Like I said, there's 5 cases total in this game, but we're making good progress through them. I hope you folks are enjoying the game still. I'm still having a really good time. This is really charming, and a nice, different enough from the mainline Phoenix Wright games that I really enjoy the breath of fresh air that it is. That whip crack again, that pinky swear again, that ugly suitcase again, and very much so. That license to love, laugh, mayhem, and murder again, that court adjourned again. God, that movie title, holy shit. It is, but thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate being able to hang out and laugh with you folks about all the weirdness in this game. Didn't waste enough points tonight. That just means you get more to waste next week, Dax, and that's exciting. Something to look forward to right there. Or you can invest in Harvester Sequel again now. So what would happen if we have to plan ahead? We want to make sure we've got everything laid out. So what if the Harvester Phoenix Wright game is so incredibly popular that it warrants a spin-off to do Ace Investigations Miles Edgeworth versus Harvester? We have Miles Edgeworth in the town of Harvester attempting to prosecute all the people. When plot twist, absolutely every person in town is guilty. Even the baby, especially the baby. Honestly, that sounds rad as hell. I would play a game all about Miles Edgeworth investigating the town of Harvester. I joke, but that sounds spectacular. That baby in Harvester was disturbing. Holy shit. Miles gotta figure out who burned down the fire station. Who could have done it? Prosecute the wasp lady. Oh god, that would go all kinds of weird. Yeah, the wasp baby. But anyway, like I said, that's going to be it for tonight. But we got one last thing to do. If you got a minute to spare, I would really appreciate it, because we got to see who all else is online. So if you're not done watching Twitch for the day, maybe I can send you somewhere cool. I would like the opportunity to. So make sure to hit follow if you haven't already. That'll be the quickest way to find me next week or whenever you'd like to come back. We'd love to have you. And while I'm looking to see who all is live right now, there's some links in chat you might want to check out if you haven't seen them yet, including a link to my YouTube if you want to see any of the games I've played in the past, including the other Phoenix Wright games. Or if you just want to get caught up on this one, the VODs will be going up there. And we have a link to my Discord if you'd like to chat with me or the rest of the community outside of the stream. Feel free to join us there. And I think we are going to pop by someone we found not too long ago that is playing a game that I have a lot of nostalgia for, so this should be very fun. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would absolutely love it if you would join us as we go raid another retro streamer by the name of Pixel Turkey. She's a very cool retro streamer. Right now she is playing Lemmings, which I have a lot of fond memories of playing the Genesis version of all things, which is awesome. So why don't you join us over there, say hi to Pixel Turkey, hang out for a bit, throw her a follow if you like what she's doing. But hey, if you've got other things to do, I will just say as I always do, have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you're at in the world. I will see you folks next week for more Ace Attorney investigations. Take care of yourselves till then, everybody.